Yo, what's going on, Fin fans? It is Rivalry Week, Week 18, as we always do. And this week, we are hosting the Buffalo Bills when we come back.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? Let me give a shout out real quick to Dolphinier, first one in the building, best name in the business, Dolphinier. We got Flavor J in the building. We got Liz, Red, White, and Bills. Your schedule, I sent you the email. So your schedule, you say you're going to be here at 8 o'clock. Daniel Berry Sports, Kevin Lee. What's going on, people? This Sunday night is going to be on. Papa Paul, what's up? What's happening? This Sunday night, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong, man. Prime time. I guess they thought that the game for the division, the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins, was going to be the game of the week, the game to watch, the feature. So I'd rather it have been like a 4 o'clock game, but, you know, it is what it is. At least I got to sleep in this time. I will be there. So it is you know, at the end of the day, I think this is going to be hold on, what's going on? Band Player of the Year. Yeah, you know we were gonna or like Florida State, right? Oh man. Either way, Kevin Lee, we both got Georgia on our mind, right? What's going on, man? Much love, brother. Hit the like button. So I got the this week, today's guest, I will be hosting Red Wine Bill, Sean from Red Wine. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I am going to be hosting Sean from Red, White, and Bills, man. I will be hitting the link. I will be sending him the link now shortly. We're going to be talking about how the Bills went from not being in the playoffs to potentially, you know, it's a good comeback story. At the end of the day, yeah, they will make it harder to watch, man. It will. You ain't never lie. So I want to, in the comment section, who do you think it's going to be a close game or a blowout? What's going on, Liz? I think we might, like I said, I think there's a possibility that we might play 3 times this year. And everybody says for all the marbles, but at the end of the day, I think the playoffs is where the marbles began, you know? Chris Smith, what's going on, man? How you doing? Chris Smith, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you coming through. Please make sure you hit the like button. I think, in my humble opinion, I think that I think it's appreciate you, Chris Smith. Yeah. Yeah, his house got burnt down like Andre Rison. If you're old enough to remember who Andre Rison was, his house got burnt down. And we already know why his house got burnt down. Dolphins win big, Liz. I hope so. I hope so. What's your score prediction, Liz? I'm just curious. What you got us winning by? Like I said, I got Sean coming up soon. Link 24-21. That's what's up. Anybody else got some score predictions here? Kevin Lee, 27-24, Miami. That's a pretty good score. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be blowing out the Bills. So we win one. They won one. We win one. The third meeting will be, I think, the third meeting will be the more important meeting, in my opinion. You know, because at the end of the day, right now we're just playing for a little comfort. You know, we're playing to see. We need the second seed because at the end of the day, I mean, they got to play Pittsburgh. I mean, they got to play Baltimore. So, you really think that they could beat Baltimore? Hey, we got our guest a little early. What's going on, Sean? How you doing?
What's up, my friend? How are you?
27-28 Dolphins. All right, everybody's. Yeah, so that is a scenario. If we win and Pittsburgh wins, Buffalo is out, right?
Yep.
Man, but they got to play Baltimore, and Baltimore is on a roll right now.
Yeah, even their backups are pretty good too, I think. So, and who knows, they might play a little bit of the starters because they'll be out resting for 2 weeks, and that might be detrimental more than it's helpful. So,
Yeah,
who knows?
I agree.
Who knows?
So let me ask you. I know you're hyped. That hey, listen. You guys went from 11 seed back to you clawed your way out all those spots because obviously you had the football gods kind of helped you with your other teams or whatever. But for your standards, I think this season was kind of with those 6 losses was a little bit more than what people anticipated.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm not gonna say you guys fired. Who's the defensive coordinator last year?
Oh, Leslie Frazier.
I think he wanted. I think he just you guys mutually parted ways. I think because like one thing Michael K. I agree with. I think he would have found a job right away.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he came out on the podcast. I forgot with who it was. He mentioned after how draining mentally that last season was with DeMar and the snowstorms and everything. He felt himself that he needed to take time off. So I agree with you and Michael K on that. I think if Frazier wanted to coach this year, he would have gotten plenty of opportunities. So definitely agree with that one.
I mean, the defense was every year, and at the end of the day, look, when you're playing in the playoffs, it's not like it's not the same as a regular season.
Nope.
You know what I mean? The best analogy I like to say is when we're in the regular season, it's like a tightrope walking with a net. You know what I'm saying? Until eventually that net is taken away from you. And like, for instance, right now, you guys don't have a net. We have a net.
Right, still. Exactly.
Because even if we lose, we still are in the playoffs versus you guys pretty much, not only do you got the win, but you guys got to, if you don't win, you guys got to hope for some stuff to fall your way. You know what I mean? And that's how we were last year.
Yeah, that's the worst part is because it's just you could beat anybody, but then anybody could beat you. So it's kind of just that feeling of I like to be secure. I like to have that security of okay, we're in. But then at the same time, like I was telling you the other day, as a fan, I want that security. But for the players, I think it's better if Pittsburgh wins. Because then the team is like, oh shit, now we're really, if we don't win this game, we're done for sure. Like we got no safety net. We got no safety valve in case we have a bad game. And I think they'll come out playing with even more energy if that's the case. If they clinch and Pittsburgh loses and they're, they might still play a tough game because it's a rival game, but they might feel like a little bit, okay, we're good. They might take a step back, not purposely, but in their mind they'll have that security, like, okay, now we're good to go. And then, it might be a different game.
And by the way, shout out to Michael K. He says Bills lose by 23. He forgot to put that in there, but I know that's what he meant to put.
Who's that in his picture?
That's El Capitan.
Oh, that's right.
What's going on? So, all right, let me ask you the same question because look, everybody asked us the questions that one of our Finn's tailgate brother came up with. If things was to fall south, and the GM said you could only keep the quarterback or the coach, who you keep? And a lot of people was picking the quarterback. Some people was picking the coach. Let me ask you the same question. If let's say things go south, you guys don't make the playoffs, and you're the GM, and they ask you McDermott or Josh Allen, who are you keeping or who are you letting go?
Well, that's easy for me. I'm
going the first one, by the way, is Sean.
Yeah, Sean. It's been especially me. I've been saying it for at least since near the end of last year about McDermott. There's some coaches that can get you there. You know what I mean? You got some where you're like, they're a good coach, but I'm weary about can they get us to that promised land, or if we get there, can they basically nut up and get the job done? So I'm picking the quarterback all the way. I'm picking Josh Allen, and I was saying it when we were 6-6. I said, hey, if we don't make the playoffs this year, there's no excuse for it. This is our prime years. So if for some reason we don't make it, then McDermott needs to be at least heavily considered to be needing a new job. And unfortunately, it could just be talk, but it was put out already that no matter what happened at that time, and when we were 6-6, that he was going nowhere. So then you're just like, okay, it kind of stinks. But I forgot who said it. I think it might have been Lou. The team loves the coach, and I can say the same thing for the Bills players. When that came out, where McDermott with the terrorists and the Al Qaeda stuff, you would think that they'd just be like, "Damn, screw that guy." But it seemed they started battling for him. And when you don't, as a coach, if you don't lose the locker room, that's the most important thing. But again, me personally, I would prefer, because I know how Josh Allen plays, I'd rather prefer him and maybe get an offensive-minded head coach in and see how that works with him, because there's still that debate, offensive-minded or defensive-minded, which one's better. We've seen what we got with a defensive-minded head coach for 7 years. Now maybe we switch it up. So I would pick Josh Allen.
And see, here's the thing too. One thing I like about, and I hate to say this, but one thing I like about McDermott is he gives me that I don't know, that no nonsense, but at the same time, he's understandable. He's kind of, you know what I mean? He has an open door policy, but at the same time, he's a structured guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do. A lot of people think I hate McDermott, like, in the Bills fan base. I do really like him as a coach. I love him as a guy. But you have to start, and you guys will have to start doing this soon with McDaniel and Tua as the years progress. You see 6 years with that combo. How long are you willing as a fan to wait on if it's going to happen or not? And that's why I am with McDermott. I'm not willing to wait 2 to 3 or 4 more years in Josh Allen's prime to see if he can get it done. I would be more willing to get a crack at an offensive-minded coach and see where it goes from there. But then you got people wondering, well, what if you get rid of him and then it's even worse? Sure, that could be true. But the risk is you get worse, but the reward is you might get a Super Bowl out of it. And to me, that's what it's all about. So that's where I'm at with McDermott. I love him as a coach. I think he's a great coach, a great guy. But how much longer am I willing to wait for him to prove that he can win a Super Bowl? Not many more years, and maybe one if this year ends pretty good, maybe one more year. But in all reality, no more than that for me.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. And here's the thing. Here's the kicker, though. With all the injuries that you guys have and all the bad luck you had during the year, he has not only has he manned the ship, but he actually got it back going in the right direction. Where a lot of coaches, that's it. That ship will be in the bottom of the fucking ocean. He's actually, win or lose, he actually got you guys to compete for a AFC Championship East title again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point.
Rare in the NFL. What's going on, El Cap?
What's up, Shay?
Cap?
What's up? What's happening, Sean? How you been?
Good.
I'm good. Yeah, I do. I mean, listen, Bills fans have put that narrative you're talking about on the side as of late, but there was a lot of chatter there about getting rid of McDermott. So, I understand the ideology. I guess you're having problems with the offense and execution and stuff like that. Maybe someone could come in and redo it, but then now you're going to rebuild that offense. You got to rebuild the tools. And what happens then is it comes out of the defense. Before long, you turn around in your defense. So you would almost have to have a full changing of the guard,
right?
Clean house, because somebody's going to come in, and if you promote somebody from within to be your defensive guy, as soon as the offensive guy gets there, now there's that narrative that whoever does better is going to get the job in the end, kind of thing. Even though this guy's the head coach, but the offensive guy, it's a hard dynamic. We've dealt with that for a while.
Right, it's like a lot of moving pieces to it. So 100%, and even with McDermott still being here, in the offseason, we lost our wide receivers coach. Again, you lost Leslie Frazier, and in my mind, I'm thinking, we're in a Super Bowl window and we're losing coaches left and right. Like, I don't like that situation right there. And then McDermott taking over as a DC, I know he's a great defensive mind, but then I started thinking, you're trying to be a head coach and you're trying to be a coordinator. And McDaniel does it with the offense. But then you start to wonder, stuff he was saying during the year was he was favoring the defense. even if the defense did something wrong, he'd be like, oh, the defense, they're injured. So, he was making excuses for them. And then I was like, well, now you're not really being the head coach. You're favoring your unit. And I was like, I don't know how he's going to deal with this. But as Shake mentioned, lately in the last few weeks, after the injuries kind of settled, and we were still injured, but we got used to playing with them. We're back to being a top 5 scoring defense, and 18 points a game we give up. So with all the injuries, I got to give him a hell of a lot of credit for dealing with that when everything looked grim. The reports about him with the terrorists came out and all that stuff, firing the offensive coordinator. You think okay,
they dug up that dirt for sure. They dug up that dirt.
I know. I was like, man, that's
gonna
be a lot to deal with. Pressure is gonna mount on him, and how's it gonna be? And the defense has just been.
I mean, let's call it for what it is, though, bro. I mean, Bills have been in the spotlight for a little bit now. McDermott's handled a lot of it. The failures, the overhyping at times, I mean, it's stuff that you deal with. I guess really, I don't know. The Bills are a good team. And sometimes it's Josh Allen's going to light you up. He's doing one of those games. He's running all over the place. He's throwing all over the place. And those games they win. Can they have I guess when you look at what the Dolphins have, yeah, I know we just got our asses handed to us against the Ravens. But you can see in the season, from the front part of the season, how the offense works and how this fluidity moves, and you could see the game plan, and you're like, damn, dude, they just are having their way with people. And then you could also see in the latter part of the season how the defense did that. It's us getting it to happen at the same time. It's the Bills. Bills defense can have their way with people. I've seen it. But the offense doesn't really have their way with anyone. It's like, is Josh Allen going to go off? And it seemed like last year with the Bills and towards the end of the year prior to that, they were figuring out this kind of offensive identity. And then last year when you guys failed, it's almost like McDermott pulled the plug on it. He's like, we're going back to what we did before. Mm-hmm. We're going to do this simplicity stuff, and we're going to try to beat you on one-on-one matchups. And then every now and again, we're going to say, Allen, you got to pull us out of this and go crazy. And it's almost like a crutch in a way. But, hey, when you got a playmaker, you're going to use that crutch. I don't see how you couldn't, especially defensive guys. Defensive guys don't want to think about – they're looking at it in an analytical sense from a different lens. You're going to put me in one-on-one matchups. Well, that's what I want to do in defense.
Right.
You're supposed to win these one-on-one matchups. I like my chances with my guys. And so when he is self-scouting a guy like Josh Allen, there's just not a good one-on-one matchup with a lot of teams. They're going to go, they're going to mess up and either not account for you, or they're going to put a guy on you that is, I know you can beat, for lack of a better term.
Absolutely.
So what are you guys going to do about identity? I feel like even these last 2 wins have been substandard from what I think the Bills are and have been. And also, like, I get it. There's people, Bills are best, one of the best teams, best high-rising teams, but those last 2 games weren't nothing to write home about. Not to say that the Dolphins had anything to write home about last week, but at least when they beat the Jets didn't score nothing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so, great point there. And Shake, we were talking about it a little bit earlier. This absolutely was a down year for the team, down year for Josh. But the positive thing about that is, even with a down year, he's still leading the NFL in total touchdowns, which, again, I'm very happy with. And he has had a lot of mistakes. He had some really bad games. He lost us a couple games. No excuse for that. But I know that that's not the best of him. So knowing that he can play a good game against Miami, and if we get in the playoffs, it's all changing. Just like Shake was saying, it's a new game. So I love that. And then as much as the last 2 games offensively were very piss poor, earlier in the year we were losing those games, shooting ourselves in the foot. 12 men on the field versus Denver, and then Philly we're playing soft, and then they lost in overtime. We lost to the Patriots. We took the lead. And that's the other thing, too. As bad as Josh was in the Patriots game, as bad as Josh was in the Denver game, he went off the field with the lead, and then the defense gave up a touchdown or gave up a field goal to end the game.
Well, I put that on McDermott.
Right. Yeah. And
Because
that's that. Yep.
in years prior, it was you guys. Well, I don't know. Maybe McDermott has also, in the extent, learned his lesson. When you're asking Josh late in the game with no timeouts inside 2 minutes, that's when those turnovers come. So he's trying to relieve one problem by fixing it with something else, creating another. The grinding out those end result in games. So that's true. So
yeah, and exactly.
It's a duality in football. It's a weird thing. It really is a weird thing.
100%. And it was funny because that Chiefs game was the first time he played aggressive in the last 2 minutes of a football game. Like the Patriots game, he played soft coverage, soft zone. Mac Jones just dotted him up like he was Tom Brady, scored with 10 seconds left, and then you're done. Against the Chiefs, he played the same game plan he was playing during the game. He was playing aggressive. He was playing press man. He wasn't giving you anything you wanted. He was just trying to bring you down. He was trying to bump around receivers, and it worked for us. And after the game, he's like, I wanted to be more aggressive. And it's like, you finally understood that and a lot of teams do it. They got the lead near the end of the game. They want to play soft zone because they want you to make a mistake and they want to keep the big play away. In my opinion, if you're
Dolphins did that. Dolphins did that against Dallas, almost cost them until they corrected it once they got the lead.
Exactly. So that's why I don't prefer that style near the end of the game. I'd rather just be aggressive. And if you get beat over the top, you get beat over the top. But yeah, it's it's been tough. But offensively, I think even though it's technically the same offense, just we have a little bit more motion, a little bit more misdirection. Also, the difference is Joe Brady's running the ball a lot more. So everyone's wondering, especially me too, what's up with Stephon Diggs? What happened? Why is he not getting the ball as much? When I do film, I just do offensive line. But when you watch the game, it just seems like they're trying to prove a point that they can win without him. And I know that's not true, but it just seems like there's no way in hell that a number one wide receiver like Stephon Diggs gets locked up as much as he does. No other number one receiver in the league gets locked up this much. So it has to be a deeper issue. And then you look at the percentage, how much we run, how much we pass. Before Joe Brady, we passed 58 to 60% of the time and ran 40 or whatever. Now it's flipped. So now we run 58% of the time and pass 42% of the time. And what I hate it and I love it. Last year, we were one-dimensional. And in the playoffs, we got shut down because they shut down, they double-teamed Diggs, they bracketed Diggs. We couldn't do jack shit.
Well, last year, the Bills wanted to force you into a gunfight. Right. That's what they wanted to do. And they found themselves losing those gunfights when teams got a lead and ran the ball.
Exactly. That's what I like about it because now we're proving that we can run the football. But then now it's just like I feel like us three right now, we could be the Bills' offensive coordinator in a game and get Stephon Diggs to football. And I just don't understand why he's your superstar. How is he not a focal point? He's one of the greatest route runners in the league right now. How can you not draw something up a couple times in a drive just to get him the football in open space and let him make a big play? So it's interesting, but the positive about that is we're still winning. Granted, it's not looking good the last 2 weeks without him being great, without Josh being great. So I know I want to win and I want to win in a good fashion. I hate when we win and it's ugly and it's just like, oh, well, win's a win. I don't like that. The only reason why I'm okay with it this year is because if we lost any of those last 4 games, we'd be done. No matter what happened this week, we'd probably be done. So I'm only changing my opinion this year is because if we lost those games, we'd be done. But last year when we were 13-3, we did the same thing at the end of the year. We won 8 games at the end of the year, and we looked at crap doing it. And I said, this is not going to be good for the postseason. We're going to look like crap in the postseason. We squeaked out a game against you. We squeaked out a game against you.
You know what both of these scenarios tell me, right?
What's that?
That they're limiting Josh Allen making bonehead interceptions and
right. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it says to me.
So yeah, absolutely.
Which is weird because he does it, but also it was something that they kind of leaned on in the other direction. They were like, pull it out for us, and he would. But also then you get those, complete collapses from interceptions.
Absolutely. And another great point because it absolutely seems that way. And it's frustrating because we, whether people hate him or not, or they're a Bills fan or not, he is you could argue nothing worse than a top 5 quarterback, at least a top 3 quarterback for me. And I don't want him to get the ball taken out of his hand. he's a superstar. Sure, he's got the turnovers. He's got 19 turnovers, but he's got the 42 touchdowns. If you look at a guy like Trevor Lawrence, he's got like 22 touchdowns and 20 turnovers. If it's like that kind of ratio, I'd be very frustrated. I hate when he throws an interception or he fumbles, but he's making up for it with 42 touchdowns. So I'll take it. But I don't know why, if they trust in him, they trust him to lead us to a Super Bowl. Why would you not trust him in a moment where, like you mentioned, they usually do?
There's where it is. They don't trust him.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They don't trust him.
Yeah, it's frustrating because he could take over a game, and sometimes it seems like they're just, trying to, I don't know, prove a point or think that he's not going to change. He's not going to stop making boneheaded decisions, when of course he does, but you got to accept it. It's just like any player. Everyone's got their quirks. Everyone's got their, good things they're good at. I don't know why all of a sudden now they're just like, oh, screw this guy. But we'll see.
What do you think, Shake?
No,
think they just don't trust him?
No, in my humble opinion, I think what they're trying to do is make the defense guess. At the end of the day, one thing I respect about, when Tom Brady was going through their dynasty, is Gronkowski would be out. The best tight end will go maybe a couple of 2 or 3 games without seeing one target, because he was, what I'm saying, and then the next game he was, open like 7-11, and that's when he would do big plays. And I think that's essentially in my opinion, what they might be doing. They might be not throwing to Stephon Diggs, hoping that they don't game plan for him, and it's right. The second they bracket, look somewhere else, that's when Josh is going to start hitting him with the wide open.
That's a great point.
Yeah, you don't want I think what Joe Brady is trying to do is essentially, instead of making it's just like look at Lamar Jackson. They're having one of the best seasons team-wise, but statistically, this is probably one of his worst, out of all the years he's played. But at the end of the day, it's not about one team's statistics, it's about winning. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I think Lewis was trying to bring home about the Tua thing, is like, who gives a damn about the all these yards, man? When the lights are bright, it's all about winning. It doesn't matter if it's on Josh Allen's back or on Stephon Diggs' back. It's on the team, and I think that's what this coach is doing. He's making it team first instead of relying on your superstars.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I got a question. Running game used a lot more this year.
Yeah,
and it's got it, and everyone's had their piece of that too. It hasn't all been Cooks. Earlier in the year, it wasn't so. I mean, but Cooks has been really cooking it. You think they're running him ragged though? I mean, it's something I worried about with the Dolphins with Raheem, which, I know Dolphins fans. I wish everybody wishes he was playing in that game against the Ravens. I don't think it would have mattered at the end, and I'm kind of glad he didn't play, because I need him healthy for. I mean, we're in the postseason.
Right.
Outcome of this game, be damned. Dolphins are in the postseason. The results, and then what kind of seeding, and there's so much riding on it for us. Equally as much for the Bills to get in, because the Bills then would supersede the Dolphins and take the number 2 seed. Y'all still may get in depending on who wins and loses.
Right.
There's a scenario, but now if you lose and certain teams win, you guys miss the playoffs. That would be devastating.
I don't even want to think about it.
Then in that moment, that's a real that Sean McDermott stuff will come out front page news on all Bills stuff. That'll be big talk then. But especially that the Dolphins took it, had it, kept it, and then kept it away from you at the last game. That is the perfect storm for Bills fans. But Cooks, has there been? I haven't paid as much attention as I can. Has there been some form of load management, for lack of a better term, with him, you think? Or you think this guy's run ragged at all? What do you think?
No, in the beginning, he wasn't getting this kind of workload. It was kind of just, maybe 8 to 10 touches in a game. We had Harris in the beginning of the year. Harris was getting some. Murray was getting some. And, Cook in college, he wasn't a workhorse back either. He was honestly hardly utilized in college. So
he was a feature back.
Right. So I was
in a broad sense of a term.
Right. And I was wondering, like, is there like a big picture for him? He's not good in pass protection. His vision was lacking in the beginning of the year. Whenever I would do the film, I'd be like, the hole's right there. And he's just not even paying. He's disregarding it and going the total opposite way. And then he could have got 5 more yards if he fouled the offensive line. And now he's actually being patient. He's reading the holes properly. His burst is just insane. He's insanely fast. He's our first 1,000-yard back since Shady McCoy, and he's tossed in 41 receptions as well.
Out of the passing game, he's been very effective lately.
He seems to be getting better with more opportunities.
He's got Le'Veon Bell-esque in his run game. Back when Le'Veon Bell was running with the Steelers, I've been watching him on film, and I'm like, his vision and patience is definitely the most thing that pops out.
Yeah,
he was jumping the gun, getting caught up at the line of scrimmage in holes rather than making like a jump cut or just being patient and letting the block complete, and then the hole opened up a second because he's so quick inside of a small burst.
Right.
When I flip it to my guy and Achane, the young guy, something I was absolutely impressed that he came out of college polished that way. He was polished in the patience at the line and jump cutting to the outside or inside. It was really beautiful. But I do think Achane's starting to get, our running back room in totality is starting to take a little bit of wear and tear. That's why I was asking about Cook. So you think he's good?
Yeah. No, he seems to be doing fine with the workload. God forbid he's been healthy all year. So he looks to be just hitting stride. However, I'm fine with, like, personally, again, because we pay so much money for a quarterback. We know how talented this guy is. We know how good he is. And if we're running more than we're passing, I don't like that. Personally, I just don't like it. If it works, it works. But he's been getting like close to 30 touches, 20 to 30 touches, and then it's like we're passing like 20 times, and it's just, I get it, it's getting the job done, but maybe it's like mentally Josh is feeling what you said, Cap. Maybe they don't believe in me anymore. What the hell did that come from? So again, I appreciate the run game, and I'm glad that we're not one-dimensional anymore. But
yeah, I would say this: he's still getting the absolute love from outside the building and media that I don't think it's gotten on him just yet.
Right.
To get in his head. I mean, dude, they're talking about him being the only person that could potentially make a case for MVP behind Lamar, which Lamar has it sewn up. No one.
Last week changed all that.
Yeah, he put a pin on that conversation, but
I think Josh could get a vote or two. I mean, like I said, I know record does matter, and I love. It's you got to be careful when you talk about this because people judge you if they think you're judging Lamar. But I love Lamar. I've always loved him. I think he's a great quarterback. But when you just look at them, because he's the MVP favorite, right? Sorry, my camera's messed up here. He's the MVP favorite. So I compare his total stats to Josh Allen. Josh Allen's got 42 total touchdowns. Lamar has 29. Lamar has 13 total turnovers. Josh Allen has 19. So I'm going to ask you two as non-Bills fans, just that alone, they have the same completion percentage, the same QBR, things like that. Would you take the 14 more touchdowns and the 6 more turnovers or no? Just like, don't worry about the wins. Just, you know what I mean?
Well, see, here's the thing. And that's one thing people got to remember. It's the most valuable player to the team. So meaning team wins are a team stat. Stats are just for the QB. You know what I'm saying? If it's MVP, not best statistics. If it was best statistics, then yeah, Josh Allen has it all day, every day. But at the end of the day, it's what does he do for the team to win? Does Lamar put in harm's way? Does Lamar kill clock? You know what I'm saying? I think it's a team effort, and I don't think statistics should have any bearing to do with it. At the end of the day, they got the number 1 seed, and he's doing things. He's sacrificing stats and not throwing boneheaded decisions, boneheaded plays, so the team could get a win. So I think look at it.
I think Lamar's been very careful with the football. He's proven that he's an amazing passer from the
100%
from the pocket. And I would say this, and if we're taking wins out, if you're going against, as somebody who doesn't have any skin in the game, if I'm going against the Bills and Josh Allen, you gotta account for Josh Allen because he could go off. If you don't, he could go off. Going against the Ravens, if you don't account for Lamar, he will go off. There's the difference right there. Allen could, sit back, throw from the pocket, maybe light you up, get outside, put some runs, and have some MVP games. I've seen him. You know what I'm saying? Some real take over the game type of stuff. Lamar will absolutely expose the shit out of you, especially this year. It's just like a whole new deal. Lamar, got all that money. It looked like it made his health better all of a sudden, too. I mean, holy cow, the guy looks like the dude I saw a couple of years ago. That's the difference, and that's the only reason right now. While your team is winning, even with a better, ratio of touchdowns, we'll say, you've seen the performances that he has versus to what Lamar is just completely dictating him alone being the best player on the field more often than not when he steps on the field, and dictating the flow of this game from his talent and talent alone. It is his. It is.
Oh no, absolutely. I completely respect that too. And I'm not saying it because I think Josh deserves it this year, because obviously how the year went, he doesn't. But people like you said, most valuable player. And Lamar is definitely the most valuable player to his team, 100%. And this, for the league, he will win it. I guarantee he will win the MVP. But then, Richard Sherman brought up the number. Josh accounts for 83% of their scoring. Lamar accounts for 55%. So Josh Allen, you could argue that Josh Allen is the most valuable, because if you take 83% of our offense out, we're not going to win more than 2 games. If you take 50% of the Ravens offense out, they'll win games still. And I'm not saying that Lamar doesn't deserve any credit, because he absolutely does.
I'm going to try to word this in a way where, so I don't say statistics don't matter, right? Because statistics, numbers, they are part of telling a story.
Yeah,
but they don't tell the story ever.
100%. No, I agree.
They don't tell the story ever, because somebody with 180 yards and 1 touchdown could have a better performance than a guy with 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, and it not even be close from anyone seeing it. So I guess that's the only way. Numbers can be 100% for overreaction in a lot of ways. We can definitely. It's a great measuring tool, and it's part of telling the story. They can never tell the story, though. The story is always different than what the numbers have dictated.
100%.
And at the end of the day, look, let's face it. The reason why Tua wanted that MVP.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it would add some.
That's why they all want it. Let's be real. That's why they all want it.
Absolutely. It's like I said, the MVP. Everybody preaches about it's on the name on the front of the jersey.
Right.
All those stats and everything is for the name on the back. It's not for the name on the front.
Right.
Now,
exactly.
Now, if he wants to be a Super Bowl MVP, hell yeah, I'll take that, because you know what? That means we won a Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah, and to that point too.
Yeah, Super Bowl MVP without winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that Super Bowl MVP should be the biggest.
Right. And like Shake's saying, it in all reality, it's cool for fans if your player wins MVP, but in the grand scheme of things, you can win MVP and don't win the Super Bowl, like you were mentioning. So I absolutely agree to that point where it doesn't really matter. It's just cool for your team. But one thing I think everybody in the world can agree on it doesn't matter who wins it any year, people are going to talk shit. And once you start thinking about that, it's like, well, damn, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's really just cool. It's a cool kind of thing. And, Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl, that's the real goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, MVP is, well, I love how they say it's about the name on the front of the jersey, not on the back. I love that saying that Shake points out because everybody lives by family first.
Yeah.
Everybody lives by family first. So you can be about the name on the front, but the guy's certainly about the name on the back first. And I'm not upset at it. That is family first. You got to respect it. What's up, Crypto?
What's up, Crypto?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Sure.
Yeah, we
So
hear
listen, at the end of the day, if Josh Allen gets the MVP, it's still not going to make that trophy case look any better.
I got it, baby.
They do have one
trophy case is
in
still
there.
in.
Look, there it is.
Josh
He's
Allen will
already
have to
putting
throw
the case
8
together at
touchdowns for
home.
him to get the MVP.
Let me see the game. The game.
Somebody
Sean's putting the
smile.
case together at home.
There you go.
Hey, Shake, if that happens, that means he must have thrown like 8 to 10 touchdowns if that was to happen.
Can you
for him
imagine?
to steal the MVP like that?
Oh man, maybe
That
next
would be
year.
crazy. Yeah, he's Lamar probably put that in the bag pretty much.
I know, and you know what,
he pretty much
what's
sealed
funny
it.
too? And I'm not trying to take a shot at anybody. He did that 2 years ago to you guys, week 1 when he won the MVP. So it's like, just don't play Lamar every 2 years.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He might
Yeah,
not win MVP or something.
every year he throws 5 touchdowns against us. That's his MVP year.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
an
here's
the
interesting
deal.
omen.
I don't watch the Ravens unless they're in prime time or playing against the Dolphins.
Mhm.
But every time I watch them with Lamar, I look and I'll go, holy fuck. Look
He's
at
incredible,
this.
man.
Look at this fucking guy. This guy is amazing. That's every time I watch him play, I'm like, this is insane. Because everybody out there's elite. I don't give a damn. They're the top creme de la creme. A whole friggin' continent of all of Europe, Asia, the rest of the world couldn't put together a team better than the lowest of the low Carolina Panthers right now. Let's call it for what it is. So we're talking like the 1 percentile athletes of the 1 percentile athletes in the world.
That makes it to the NFL level. Yeah.
And
100%.
this one guy is standing out like a bright highlighter on the field at times. You're just like, this is insane. Look at this frick. And he's continuing to do it. That's the thing that's crazy, bro. He doesn't look like he's lost a step. He is.
Yeah. And
Guy's
he's such
amazing.
a good guy and humble too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the guy.
Being a player
I
too.
love the dude, bro. I like the
Hey, by
fact
the way,
that
real
his
quick,
mom is his fucking agent. I think that's awesome, bro.
Totally
I
forgot
love
about
that
that.
shit.
Yeah, she
Fuck
got
all
him that
y'all.
money.
Hell yeah, so like fuck.
He's
you
like, I
guys,
got
you
him
know-
paid.
Yeah, I love that. So it's he's hard not to like too. Other than him just absolutely eviscerating your team, then you're like fuck him. But other than that, you love the guy, dude. He's just a
Right.
One thing, let me ask you. I want to bring up boss Josh Allen, and this is something that Michael K brought up a lot. The fact that look, I think 2020 he was breaking out. You know what I mean? He got Stephon Diggs, and they were they were wreaking havoc on defenses, and they were playing lights out. You know, and that summer you seen him going to training camp, working on his throwing mechanics, and this year. All he was doing was posting videos of him golf, dating that actress girl, whatever. He really
on
wasn't taking this
beaches and
seriously,
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Did that take a big part? Did you think took part in his kind of slipping a little bit?
Let me tell you what, bro. Did you guys see that dumb podcast when he was busting with the boys? And this motherfucker Josh goes up there and says, "I don't do jack shit. I just eat chicken biscuits and work out once the season starts." And I said, he didn't say
Once
that, did he?
the season started is when he worked out.
Yeah, he goes, my coach. He goes,
No
my
off-season regimen.
Oh, that's what he said this year. He said,
You know what? Someone told him that was the cool, funny thing to say.
it must have been.
Now
I
he
was
looks like a
hoping-
fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Somebody,
hoping, bro, because I was like,
But-
we paid this man $258 million, and he's coming on a national platform and saying, "I don't do a damn thing." And I'm
I
just
love
like,
chicken biscuits. I had some today.
Me
No
too.
lie.
You
Right.
you
I'm
might
not
be
a-
on to something, El Capitan.
Chicken
He
biscuits,
might have
dude.
said that was a total PR stunt by Josh Allen and his crew.
Somebody somewhere on his PR team said the people of Buffalo love not only chicken wings and buffalo style wings. They love chicken biscuits. They're a bunch of chicken eating sons of bitches up there. You need to say that you're cool
they
and
love
more.
Doing nothing.
You're you're more like them and placate to the fan base. That must be what they did. And all they did was make him sound like a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, I was.
And tell
I
him
was
tell him that you're attracted to your cousin.
when all that happened.
Oh, yeah. That should get a lot of clicks.
Community, a lot of people were...
Not only that, Bills fans will love it. I can't believe Josh Allen just like me dating my cousin. Look at that. I'm Josh Allen, baby.
Oh god. But yeah, that was
married to your half sister.
Not me. I'm a couple hours away, so I avoid that area, you know. So
Gotcha. You still got the stank on you though, Sean. I don't know what happened. You still got that red, white, and Bills all over you.
It's only when I'm in the city, it starts to like filter your mind a little bit, and you're like, okay, hold on, I gotta do something.
Yeah, you got to be careful at the family functions in town. I got you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me ask you, what this year? Name your most improved player, and I would say your most surprising player, the player that really stepped it up, and your most disappointing player.
Well, my most improved player was a guy, and you guys will appreciate this. It was an offensive lineman who struggled for his first 2 years. Granted, he had an injury, but struggled mightily. And I was always hard on him. And everybody said, man, you're being too hard on the guy. You know, let him grow. I'm like, he's putting out horrible product, so I will judge him off of what he's putting out there for me. This year, Spencer Brown not only improved technique-wise, strength-wise, he went from being a bottom 2 offensive tackle in the league to in the top 18. And his play has just been incredible. Like I said, I'm a big offensive line guy, do my film with the offensive line. I've been trying to ingrain it in Bills fans' heads all season. This offensive line is an incredible unit this year. And every week you go on, I don't care who, go to any YouTube Bills channel besides mine and a couple others. They will always say, oh, the offensive line was atrocious. And then they won't say nothing else. They won't say why. They won't say why they thought that. They won't say their reasoning. They'll just say they were horrible and they move on. And I'm just like, hold on a minute.
There's a lot of casuals in the fandom. Yeah. There's a lot of casuals.
Yep.
Your offensive line is much improved from the years I've seen them be terrible.
Absolutely. So, last week, we were ranked 4th out of 32. And
can't ask for better than that, bro.
Hold on. 1 week, we gave up 2 pressures. And that night, the Chargers game, we gave up 2 pressures. Like 6 different channels said, yeah, the pass protection was horrible. I said, what? I said, what are you talking about?
Josh Allen likes to bounce around in the pocket, too, to create time. So people are seeing that, and they're using that as him getting off his feet, and it's not. If you look, he's got a bubble of 3 feet all the way around him to move around in.
Absolutely.
He might just be changing his view, using that to manipulate safeties. There's other nuances in the quarterback position that are done for reasons.
Yep.
So and it might, just him, it might be an internal clock thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
what frustrates me the most is you'll see stuff like Josh has been sacked the least out of any quarterback in the NFL. He's been pressured the 3rd least. And what do Bills fans say in these comments on Instagram and Facebook and such? Oh, that's only because Josh Allen's good at avoiding pressure. I said, okay, let me go back in his career and look at how many times he's been sacked every year. Oh, he's been sacked 40 times in 2019. How come he didn't avoid pressure that year? How come he's only been sacked 21 times this year? And the offensive line has only been credited with 10 of those 21 sacks. So that tells you Josh Allen created the other 11 sacks. And then I was explaining it to my last video I did film this week. The offensive linemen don't have eyes in the back of their head. So what Cap was saying, when Josh moves around, the offensive linemen are looking at or blocking their guy, and then the defensive line can see Josh. So if Josh is starting to dance around, they're going to be able to win that battle or get better position because they know where Josh is going. The offensive line doesn't. So if the left tackle is pushing out a wide 9, and then Josh, instead of stepping up in the pocket and making a throw, he starts rolling out and then runs into the guy. The Bills fans will say, man, the O-line gave him no time. All day he's been getting pressure in his face. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't know. I feel like I'm fighting a useless battle, I guess. But
so you're not a part of what Michael K would say is the the Josh Allen Bone Strokers Club. He loves to coin that. It seems like when Josh Allen, here's what happened, right? Bills were a team that needed an answer at quarterback, and when Josh Allen came, it was North Dakota, right? That's where he was from, right?
Oh, he's from California, but he went to Wyoming. Yeah,
Wyoming, that's what it was. Wyoming.
Same
it was
thing.
One of those fucking cowpoke towns up there.
Yeah.
Anyhow, he when he came in, did what he did, and started doing what he started doing. Even his first year, it wasn't a lot of passes. It was just amazing to see him run, and then all that other stuff. I feel like they got it hook, line, and sinker to this is the best it's ever gonna get for us. We need to protect it. Whereas Dolphin fans, as we've fought to and on for the last couple of years, even the real Tua lovers of the creators and stuff, even they fight against Tua and on. It was ridiculous. You guys didn't put up that fight. That's how you all started to counterbalance that. You started jumping through tables and acting like crazy people. So yeah, man, it's just it's a hard fight to keep
absolutely
objectivity, because if not, you're gonna find yourself pigeonholed and backed into a corner where you're gonna blow up your coaching staff and get all new weapons to cater to somebody who is eating chicken sandwiches all fucking off season.
And golfing. Yeah.
And golfing.
Absolutely. And I love Josh Allen as much as the next guy, of course, but you guys know how this is. You got to be objective. You got to say what's honest. And that's unfortunately, sometimes it goes against you. So if I have a different take and, or Michael K says, Josh Allen looked bad today. And then people who don't want to give him any sort of criticism, and it's okay to be criticized. It's okay to have bad games.
Gotta criticize, man. If they're not criticizing at their film studies, then they're gonna lose anyhow.
Yep.
They're pointing out. They're not showing them all the good shit. They are, but they're not just going, "Here's your good stuff, Mr. Allen."
Yep.
If they are, you're fucked. You gotta go. You do this better. Don't do that. Stop patting the fucking football. When you slide to your left, don't fucking step forward. Just slide. Keep everything in front of you. Stop stepping forward and sliding. You're losing that half a second
100%.
to throw the ball and put enough air to find Davis on that second part of the development of the route.
Exactly.
That shit,
Exactly.
Listen, I gotta run, Sean. Shake,
course,
Crypto.
Good to see you,
I'll
Cap.
see you boys. I have to get some shit. I want to pop in. Appreciate talking to you, Sean. Thanks for
Of
coming
course.
through.
Glad to have you.
All right, Cap.
Appreciate that, man.
Later, Shake.
Cap.
Great
Yeah,
show,
Cap.
Shake. Great show, Shake.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I still remember
Appreciate
my
it, man.
first film, because film is it's a come to Jesus moment, basically. And my first film study, I didn't know that. I was just like, oh man, I know I made some good plays. The coach is about to hype me up. I was like, I can't wait. And then a play came up where I knew I thought I did something good, right? And I'm like, okay, here we go. And he's like, Kula. He's like, what the fuck was that? I was like, I thought I made a good tackle. He's like, well, you did this and you did that and you did that. I'm like, damn, okay, this is how it is. All right. I was like, this is a different ball game over here. But yeah, they're not sitting in film studies like, slapping ass and kissing babies like Christian Wilkins. They're like, man, this was ass. You gotta fix that next week.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question, because I'm a diehard Gator fan. Yo, Q, what's going on, my brother? The two players you drafted from Florida, how are they doing for you?
Oh my God, Osiris Torrance couldn't have been happier. And I wanted him pre-draft, but then when we took Kincaid, who I also love, I said, there's no way we're gonna land Torrance. He's a first-round pick without a doubt. And then when you guys picked you should pick that cornerback in round 2, I said, maybe we got a chance. And we got Torrance, and going back to my most improved player, Spencer Brown, I think a big part of that was how good Osiris Torrance has been as a rookie. He seems like he's a veteran, and sure, he makes mistakes here and there. He gives up loses a rep once in a while, but it's impossible to be perfect. You're not going to win every single rep on the O-line, but he has been absolutely outstanding. Justin Shorter, he's been on IR the whole year, unfortunately, but he's a big body receiver who I'm excited to see hopefully next year. But he's been shut down for the year, unfortunately. But he showed some good promise.
Justin Shorter too? Son of a bitch.
We got Justin Shorter, and preseason he looked pretty good, but
he's a big dude. He's a physical guy, man. He's a monster, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
He kind of reminds me of Orlando Gaston. He's not fast, but he's a possession guy.
Absolutely. So it'd be nice to see him next year, and because I don't know if we're gonna keep Gabe Davis or not too. So it'd be nice to have another big body boundary guy. And going back, I forgot to answer my most disappointing player. And to be honest, even though he's got the most total touchdowns, Josh Allen disappointed me this year because even though he had statistically a great year, he has a lot of bad games where I thought that was done with. Like week 1, that game, like the game plan to beat the Jets week 1 was dink and dunk and run the football and don't put the ball into harm's way. And then it was working for the first half. Then all of a sudden he's like, I'm going to throw the ball 50 yards down the field. And then they baited him into like, they show off coverage and they're like, okay, now I'm going to get off my guy and go double coverage over here, pick it off. And then I was like, damn, here we go again. So I thought it disappointed me because I thought he was going to be better than that this year with ball security. He fixed it, and then he goes back to it. He fixes it and goes back to it. So he's been disappointing me, even though all the total touchdowns and everything. But hopefully that can change next year.
And what's up, Lou? Before Lou gets started, how about that cornerback you guys drafted from Florida?
Oh, 2 years. Last year was Kyer Elam. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I always liked Kyer Elam. When he came in, he had a big pick against Mahomes in the red zone. Helped us win that game. He made a great play when Gesicki was going for a first down against you guys in the playoffs. He picked off Lamar Jackson in the red zone. We were down 20-3. We ended up winning that game. And
was garbage.
As Michael K said, that's a big. A lot of people think he's garbage. My problem with it is he's a very physical man coverage corner, and we drafted him, and our base defense is nickel zone. And I'm just thinking, like, if you knew that his skill set is man coverage, why are you going to draft him in a zone coverage scheme and not use him to his strength? And it hasn't worked for him. And, unfortunately.
Chris Greer drafted a zone cornerback to play man.
Yep.
No Benogany. So.
Oh yeah. Up, so Lewis? It doesn't make sense to me, but I think he could be a great player. But.
Oh no! Listen, nothing, fellas. I just came up so I could. I hate the Buffalo Bills, right? But there's actually 2 people in the Bills community that I actually like and respect, and that would be Sean and Michael K. So I just wanted to come up here and say what's good, Sean. Hope all's well. And yeah, for sure. So, yeah. But no, I ain't really got nothing. I was just coming in to say what's up and listen to the conversation.
Love it. I appreciate being on here. I'm always listening to you guys, and I'm like, I just want to jump in every chat, but I know a lot of Dolphins fans don't want to hear Bills fans. So,
hey, by the way, I asked him the same question, but Bill style, he said he's going to go with Josh Allen instead of the McDermott. What would you think that would be a good move? Josh Allen or McDermott? If you were a Bills fan, God forbid.
Who you asking me, Shake?
Yeah.
Oh man, well listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm taking Josh Allen over Sean McDermott. That's just me. Again, if we're not trolling, right? If we're not talking shit, Josh Allen is a god, man. He is a good, very good quarterback. I don't, definitely franchise quarterback. Do I think he's elite yet? No, he has all the physical traits you want, right? But I think there's certain things he still needs to clean up. So, but no, if you're just asking me if it came down to, hey, you got to keep one, get one out. Oh, no, Sean McDermott is definitely out of that building. I'm not giving up on that talent of Josh Allen. For me, at least, I'm not doing it.
I got you. Yeah.
And by the way, have you heard of Larry K?
That will be similar to my rationale.
Everybody in Bills?
Larry K, I think I've seen the name, but I never.
I'm on another channel. I'm on another channel besides Finn's Tailgate. It's called Fanatic Fury Fan with Larry K.
Oh yeah, he sounds familiar. Yeah.
Well, tomorrow, if I still haven't gotten a response, but I extended just like how we're doing it now. But it's gonna be me and Michael K tomorrow.
Oh, nice! I'll tune in for sure.
I'll send you the link.
Awesome.
So Michael K,
who?
Is that did you accept the invitation?
Who Shake? Who?
Michael K.
Who?
Larry.
Michael
No,
K.
not
Yeah.
CB83.
Oh, not well. Again, listen, I definitely don't know CB83, but I barely know Michael K. I don't know who that is. Well, I don't know who that
Actually,
is.
I do have to mention that's one of the few things I look forward to in my old age.
I heard that Michael K was a fan of a poverty franchise.
Who's that?
I'm just checking. Michael K. He's a staunch fan of a poverty franchise.
So yeah, so tomorrow, it's gonna be me, Michael K, and my man Gialucci.
Well, I know I got here late, and I know the question was probably asked, but I haven't heard it. And Sean, if you, for me at least, what are your thoughts on this game Sunday night, bro? Again, last game of the season, right? We are the last two teams playing, the last two teams at every eyeball. Because again, you're a Bills fan, I'm a Dolphin fan, but we're also a fan of the NFL, right? Like we watch the game. So just like what we do when we watch other teams, I'm sure everybody will be watching that game. What are your thoughts? How do you see this thing playing out?
Man, this is going to be absolutely insane. Two rivals. They don't like each other. They're two great teams. The biggest stage, division on the line. You couldn't, Dolphins fan, football fan, Bills fan, you couldn't ask for a better game. I'm not looking at anything that happened throughout the whole year at either team. This is it. I don't care about last week for you guys. I don't care about last week for us. I don't care that we beat you earlier in the year. This is an entirely different scenario, completely. Again, both teams are great. I think it's going to be – I have a feeling that both teams are going to play good. So I want to say like 34-31. But then I have the same feeling like maybe like they're going to play too good, and then they're going to have a good defensive battle, and it's going to be like a 21-20 game. But I'm leaning more towards it's going to be like within a 3-point game and in the 30s. I always ride with my team, so I think my team's going to win. But I honestly think it, especially because it's football, but it's a game where anything can happen. Anybody can have a good day. Anybody can have a bad day. You guys are extremely talented. You have a good coach. We're extremely talented to have a good coach. Let's just see how the dice roll, man. But I think it's going to be a fight, man. And we're going to be nervous. All of us are going to be nervous, anxious, jumping around, hyped up. It's going to be everything you want in football. So I think it's going to be 34-31 Bills. And we're going to have no fingernails left by the end of it.
Somewhat of a shootout.
Okay.
Game,
well,
huh?
and before I get up out of here, and again, pardon me if this question has already been asked, but this is the last one for me. I always love to ask this question to other fans. Well, actually, I don't really talk to other fans, but since you're up here, right? Mm-hmm. If you give us a recipe as Dolphin fans, right? If we were to win the game.
If we were to win the game, you got to take care of the football above all else. Stop the run because we've been able to run a lot lately. And then force us to make mistakes in the pass game because you got Jalen Ramsey and you got Sealer and Wilkins up front. And then honestly, you got to try to utilize people more than just Tyreek Hill, because I said it before we played the first game. The way you guys run your offense, the motion, the different players, on the line, off the line, all this window dressing stuff. It has its purpose, but a main purpose of motion is to try to fool a defense. If the defense just stays in their assignment and in their lane like we do, or like the other good defenses do, it makes it hard for your offense to go off their timing and your flow of the game. So in this type of game, if we do that again, your coach and Tua and your offense has to be able to lean on something else. Because last time we were able to stop Mostert and A-Chain got going in the end of the game. But it's got to have to be different than Tyreek Hill. You might have to utilize your tight ends more. Defensively, for us, Russell Douglas has been on fire. Christian Benford's a corner you can target. So I would look for favorable matchups on him. Teron Johnson's a great nickel corner, so you can still beat him, though. He's very physical, so you can maybe get a penalty off of him. But yeah, it's going to be really just you have to play a nice sound game and try to do more than just Tyreek Hill beating us deep, because we're going to do everything in our power to take that away. Sorry, I was rambling a little bit.
So you're good, man.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So 34-31.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Or 21-20, but I think it's going to be 34
low scoring or high scoring. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you could I thought you were going to be at Miami, but I guess you're going to make it this time around.
Yeah, I had I got my own business, and some people didn't pay me on time, and I went to a wedding, and then I got behind on bills because people weren't paying me, and then the money trouble kind of happened, and then I was pissed off because I heard you guys talk about the prices went up, mad money, and we only sold them for like $200, and I was like, they were selling seats in the 300 for 500,
like 500-600.
I was like,
yeah,
I gotta ask my wife where the seats were, but it might have been like 2 something, and we paid $150 for them, like beginning of the year, and then I was like, it was like they're on the market for like 4 weeks, and nobody was buying them, and I was like, we might have to lower the price because I don't want to be out $300. And then she put it for $200 a piece, and then they were sold. But I was like, if I knew I could get them for $500-600 a piece, man.
Hey, listen, I paid like $300 for mine, $350 for mine. And that's with parking though.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. Again, it's gonna be if Waddle doesn't play too, that like Roger said, Waddle 220 yards. I don't know if he's playing. You guys would have to comment on that, but that'll be make it even harder, and you have really hope to get your run game going.
Oh man! By the way, Tua, I heard that Tua is AFC starter in the Pro Bowl. Who cares?
What was that? Oh, the Pro Bowl list came out.
Yeah, Tua is a starter.
Okay, for the AFC side.
Yeah, at the end of the day, whatchamacallit don't if you're in the Super Bowl, you don't play in the Pro Bowl. So I'm hoping that Tua doesn't.
That's true. Yeah, right. Because
that's where that Lamar is
Pro Bowl. That means we had a failure in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's where that Lamar is the MVP favorite, but he's not the first AFC Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, that's about as meaningful as.
Yeah, I think the voting, but I think the Pro Bowl balloting goes different. It's 1/3 player, 1/3 coaches, 1/3 pundits. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you could rack up a lot of points on the fan side, and then the other 2/3 go to coaches and players and stuff.
So it's only is it the whole thing done now, or is it just the fan vote so far?
No, the fan vote's in.
Oh, okay.
I think everything's in.
Oh, okay.
Why is that my reaction, Q?
They broke it up. It's gonna be a lot of substitutes in there eventually.
Okay, all pro. That's all pro. If he's an all pro, that's something different than all pro.
Yeah, that's awesome. An accomplishment.
All pro is a higher ranking.
Yeah. That's I would say that's more of an achievement than Pro Bowl.
Than Pro Bowl, yeah, because it's more of a popularity contest now for the Pro Bowl.
I was gonna say because Pro
especially
Bowl,
when the fans can do more voting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My bad, Q.
Yeah, all pro is definitely higher.
Yeah. Well, I think all pro is different for each position. Q. I think quarterback might be one for each, or maybe two at the most. So, I don't know how it's going to work for quarterback this year, but I know I think every position has different numbers that they pick. So we'll see. I'm not too sure.
I tell you, man, this game. What's the one thing that you worry about with this game?
I'm worried about starting slow. Again, I know I said I wasn't gonna. I don't care about what happened in the past for either team, but the first game we played, I was at that game. Both teams were bam, 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 and I was like, "Damn, this is gonna be like 50-51 or some shit. Oh, this is crazy." And then it happened how it happened. But the last couple of weeks, as you guys mentioned, we've been starting off slow and finishing bad, and you're not going to be able to beat a team like the Dolphins if you're playing like we did the last 2 weeks. So if we start slow, I'm going to be worried. But that's my main concern for us personally. Again, for you guys, and I want to say this, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but you guys got beat pretty bad last week. So I anticipate that your players and coaches took that very personally. And going into a big game, like if you guys lost like a close game, it might not be the same attitude in the building. But because of what happened this past week, it's going to be completely different. And
you have a chip on the shoulder.
Yeah, a different energy will be brought. So, you know, if you guys come out like that and we come out slow, it might be over quick. And I don't want that to happen. If you go down like 2 scores, 3 scores, and you're starting off slow like we have been, and you guys are on fire at home, it might not be a good game for us. But if we come in with the same fire and we know, hey, if we don't win, we're done, man. Like this shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't be in this position. We put ourselves here. We got to dig ourselves out of it. And if we come in firing and it's a back and forth game, I like our chances. But if we're down and we're playing bad, it's going to be a rough day, rough night.
Yeah, man. But no, my personal fear about this game is the fact that we're good. I'm not worried about Cook, James Cook, whatever. I'm not worried about Kincaid. What I am worried about is third and 14 or third and whatever. Next thing you know, 80-yard touchdown pass. Boom. That's the one thing I hate about this team is that we have the ability to give up those big plays. Those I'm talking about those 1-score drives. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that we I notice when we do give up a play, it's like one of those 80-yard fucking ESPN highlight reel fucking plays.
Right. Yeah, it's possible. And what I will say is, as good as Jalen Ramsey is, Josh Allen has talk. I don't think personally he doesn't like the guy, but when he got drafted, Jalen Ramsey said, "That's a bad pick. He sucks. I can't wait to pick him off every year." And then ever since then, Josh has never lost to him. And so he will not shy away from Jalen Ramsey. He will go after him with Stephon Diggs. And, you know, last year against the Rams, week 1, after they won a Super Bowl, Josh had a perfect passer rating targeting Jalen Ramsey. So he's not going to be afraid. But if he sees a favorable matchup with Kohu or Nick Needham or Eli Apple, of course he'll take that too. But maybe this is a week to get Stephon Diggs out of his slump, because like I said earlier, he's been MIA for like 9 weeks now. And I mean, he makes a couple big catches here and there, but he seems to be a forgotten piece of our team. And personally, I don't like that at all, because then not only does I feel like it hurts our team, but then you got the people out there talking, "Oh, Diggs hates the Buffalo. Oh, he's got to get out of there." Like all this crap, and you're just like, you're speaking out of a man who's never said this stuff, and it's annoying to hear. But you know, if he didn't want to be here, I think he would try to force his way out. And he's a gamer, so I don't think he's purposely not wanting to be involved or not trying. You know, his snap count has been down, and maybe it's because we're running the ball more, so they just take him out. Or maybe he's got an injury that he's not talking about. But at the same time, I don't believe that either, because
he's not on the injury report, right?
Right. And McDermott's so meticulous and scared. When Joe Burrow broke his wrist that game and he wasn't on the injury report, Josh Allen was off the injury report that week for a shoulder that he hurt earlier in the year. That's next week after Joe Burrow got hurt, Josh was back on it, because that's how by the book and scared they are. So I really don't think it's an injury thing with Diggs. I think maybe it's just the new, like, we're trying to run the ball more and find different ways to win games without using our best weapon, which is really stupid. I know. I don't know the true answer to this, but maybe this is a week where everything's on the line. Josh, you know, in his career against Miami, he's got 31 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 10-2 record or 9-2 record. So it's just one of those teams he plays well against. And yeah, he's lost twice, but his body of work is he just plays well. And every guy's got that team. We were Brady's team. Brady was 35-3 against us, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. So sometimes it happens like that. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like that, but he seems to do well against Miami, and he loves the rivalry part of it. And I think this will be a very, very, very interesting, emotional, physical game for both teams, and I can't wait.
By the way, it's ironic that Bill Belichick lost to Brady offense finish. But anyway,
yeah,
you got about,
it is ironic. Yeah, both teams have that. That one player that plays well against a particular team. Aaron Rodgers did it for his career against the Bears, where he always, his best performances came against the Chicago Bears. There's always that one team where one particular quarterback does well against.
Right. It's like you can't
explain like that for a while throughout the league. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Look at y'all got what Leonard Floyd rib rest.
Yep.
Von Miller vet rest. You have DeMar Hamlin shoulder, Micah Hyde neck, and Josh Allen neck and right finger. How is Hamlin doing? How do you think DeMar Hamlin is doing?
He hasn't had an important. Oh, I guess every position is important, but he hasn't had a role like he did last year when Hyde and Poyer were out. At the times he's been in, he's played special teams and he's came in a little bit of garbage time for defense. So I mean, he does a decent job on special teams. It's also sad to see, like, I know Facebook's and social media, but when people talk about him, he shouldn't be comeback player of the year. He doesn't do shit. He shouldn't even be playing football. So I understand that Joe Flacco's been playing good, but it doesn't necessarily mean coming back and playing well. This guy, I mean, personally, he died on a football field in a horrible situation, tragic situation, and in less than 6 months, he's back on the football field playing football. So to me alone, that's just enough.
Yeah, for me that is something.
Right. I'm a fan, so it's biased, but the fact that I don't know if I'd ever play again if I had a heart attack on the field, I might just stop. I don't know I've never been in that situation, thankfully, but I feel, and the people just make fun of them and like all this, and it's like, oh, people are nasty, but I appreciate what he does. I appreciate his, he has a voice for this team. People respect him, and he matters to this team. So play wise, he hasn't really done much, but he is a good piece to our team. And I'm happy to see him even suit up for our team after what happened last year.
Clipper, you got any questions before we wrap this up? About around 9 o'clock, I would say. That'll be a good time to.
Hey. What's your question, Shake Money?
I said, do you have any questions? Before we wrap this up?
What is I was gonna ask y'all special teams. Do y'all feel y'all special teams have been, because I noticed y'all been giving up some big plays on special teams. Do y'all feel concerned about y'all special teams now?
Yeah, I mean, they've been iffy all year, to be honest with you. Tyler Bass has missed a couple field goals that he doesn't normally miss. Again, he still has a great percentage, and Sam Martin, he had a really great punting game last week, but then he's got stretches where he just is awful. Then he's got stretches where everything's inside the 20. And it's like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Coverage teams have been bad, like you mentioned. Like, we just gave up that big touchdown in New England. But it's not just that. Right. We give
punt returns. Punt
returns, give good field. And on returns for us, we get a good return holding. Good return blocking in the back. So it's just, it hasn't been great all year. So every time we return a ball, I'm like, oh, that's going to get called back. And, it's a little bit frustrating because special teams is an overlooked unit to most people, but it's very important because it could change a game. If you
by the way, real quick,
son, it does. That was a game changer.
I'm gonna open up. How much time you have?
As much as you need, man. This is I love being on here. I listen to you guys every day.
I'm gonna open up the floodgates. I'm gonna let one guy at a time. We'll give him to ask you some questions.
I love that.
That's what we'll do.
You guys get me through the day. I'm telling you, I work.
Inspire me.
I clean. I have my own business. I put my headphones in. You guys got long streams, so I'm just like, I'm gonna see what they're talking about. I listen to it all day, and you guys do a hell of a job. I mean,
appreciate you,
from start to finish. I watch every single one. I might not comment all the time, but you guys do a heck of a job, all of you on T.F.T.G. So I just being on here talking to everybody is just awesome. So.
Oh man,
my bad. Excuse me.
No, you're good. Yeah, I just got done with before we came on here with the one you guys did the other night. What was it
Thank
called?
you, Q. Appreciate you. So hey man, come on up.
Trying to stave off
Michael,
a damn
if you want to come up,
flu and a cold at the same time. That sucks.
Come on, Michael K. Anybody? I even let that's your Philip Bills fan right there.
Is he?
He could tell you how much of a Josh Bromstroker he is.
The Josh Allen Bone Stroker Club.
That makes me like, oh, so somebody I brought up I saw a meme. It was like since Sean McDermott came out with his terrorists supporting their 4-0, and someone goes the Baghdad Bills, and I just lost. I was like, that's funny.
Since he made that damn comment about terrorists, damn, that's crazy.
These are the Baghdad Bills. I said that's wild.
Baghdad Bills.
All right, let's start off with Nene. Bill, we're gonna get to you, Michael K. Hang on, go ahead. What's up?
I wasn't even gonna come up here, but whoever that what's that cat in here? Cat something said something crazy, so I'm welcome to bring him up to have a debate with me.
Who?
Some guy, Cat Fast or something, some weirdness. Hold on, let me. Yeah, I wasn't even gonna come up, but Happy New Year to everybody. I think with everything that's going on, we done forgot about that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year for sure.
So I was wondering for the Bills fan, and there's no disrespect to who he said should be Comeback Player of the Year, but I'm gonna go with Tua. I'm sorry. I just think that he, all of the stuff he went through, and I know there was a near-death experience with, the Bills player, but we also saw what happened to Tua on national TV being carted out, and I'm be honest, he's a starting quarterback who gets hit all the time, and now he's, he just recently made the Pro Bowl, and there's no disrespect to the other gentleman, but my vote is for Tua because, a lot of us been hard on him. It looks like he's going to complete a full season, MVP candidate, team 11-6, like, and no disrespect, but I don't see the other guy, making those type of accomplishments. Like,
no, 100%. There's no disrespect by it at all, and you definitely have an argument there too because he had pretty serious injuries, and there was questions if he'd even come back too. So definitely no disrespect taken there. And I'm gonna say there was people in like that would see it and they'd be like, oh, all he did was die, like stuff like this horrible stuff. So it's just like, man, people really just people are just horrible out there. But you definitely have an argument for Tua.
Yeah, and it's the cat like Thief 813. I don't know if y'all know who that joker is, but I am willing to have a conversation with him. Y'all know how I roll. Come up and grab a mic and have a conversation. I'm not trying to downplay what y'all doing here, but yeah, I got Tua. I just think, and that was for us, for our Miami Dolphin fans. Most of us was every time he gets hit to a certain extent early in the season, we were looking to see if, it was going to be another situation. But now, I think that's comeback player worthy. And there's nothing against Hamlin's role, but that's where my vote going.
I respect it for sure.
All right. You have any questions for him?
Yeah. So, I mean, because I have a friend that's a Buffalo Bills fan, but do y'all really, like, for this season, do y'all think that, like, y'all window is closing? Because to me, it just looks like this team, I know y'all been on a little roll lately, but it seems like y'all had to gut out some wins. Do you think, like, this window is closing for y'all team? Because to me, it just y'all don't look the same as y'all did in previous years.
Absolutely. It's 100% been a down year for this team. As far as windows go, I speak about this window in general for any team. I think it's subjective to each year. So I think we're playing, we're not, like you mentioned, we're not playing great football right now, but we're gutting out wins when we needed them most. Like if we lost one of those 4 games, we'd be eliminated right now. So I don't think our window's closed because of the talent we got on our team, but it could change week to week really. So if we lose this week and we miss the playoffs, it's shut this year, and then next year it's opened again because we got another opportunity. Good teams, so like the Panthers don't have a window. Playoff teams, they got the window every year, and so I don't think it's closed per se. Definitely down year, but like Shake mentioned, as the show started, when the playoffs start, it's completely different. So if we're fortunate enough to beat a great team in Miami and make the playoffs, I like our chances.
Well, y'all have a good friend of mine on your team, James Cook. Him and his brother.
Oh yeah,
went to my school, Miami Central Senior High School, one time for the Rockets. So I'm bittersweet with watching y'all because I'm be honest, I hate y'all. Absolutely, I hate y'all, and I love James. But all jokes aside, do you think that this game going into it? Do you guys have the same confidence on quote unquote being like our bully versus seasons before? Given like this year, we're not playing you in the snow. You're gonna have to come in our house and actually beat us at a 11-win team versus other times before where you guys were kind of like the favorite. I know you guys are the favorite in total, but technically by the record, we're still in command. So, do you think you guys have some fear as to our team now, or is there just this consistent thought process that you guys are better than us?
Yeah, and I guess I can't really speak for how they think, but if I played football, so I always feared an opponent in the sense of out of respect, but at the same time, I knew that we could beat them. So it's like you got to have a little bit of both. And I think the Bills absolutely respect the Dolphins, but they also hate the Dolphins. And it's like always, it seems different when these two teams play. It's not like the Jets or the Patriots, because of course we all hate them too, right? But there's just something different about Bills Miami, and they just come with a different energy every time. And I still think that they believe that they're the top dogs, because as much as you guys can win a division, we're still the champs. So to beat the king, to be the king, you got to beat the king. So if you guys beat us, that's your crown, and then we got to get it back. But I think they're gonna complain with that attitude. Like they're ahead of us right now. You guys have a better record, but it's still our crown to lose. So we got to defend that, even though we're away. They'll come in with the energy, and again, both teams. I think it's going to be even different than normal because so much is on the line right now. Playoffs, AFC title, Dolphins are at home. So much is on the line. They're both going to come. There's going to be fights. There's going to be pushing, shoving, screaming. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if he does hit the link, it's not. It's
not that type of show. No problem. I just I'm just the type of person. You got something to say it.
Now Friday is an open panel, so if he wants to bring the smoke there, hell yeah.
Yeah, I have respect for the platform. I think Lewis rubbing off on me. I'm all about it now. I blame Lewis.
Damn. Lou rubbing off on you, Nene.
Respect to you, Shake Money, and you too, Crypto. You're a little scrappy.
Scrappy. Yeah. I'm the most soft-spoken guy in the community.
Okay,
I'm never going off on anybody.
Bring it to what I'm saying. But anyway, listen, we got a few people in the back.
I'll drop down. Thanks.
We got a fellow Bills in the mafia. A guy who I am not ashamed to say he's my friend, Michael K. I'm not proud of it either, but I'm not ashamed.
Hey,
Michael K. What's going on?
No offense taken, Shake. No offense taken, buddy. I'm always the last one.
The Bone Stroker Club, cut Michael K.
Oh, you name it.
Did you get your Bone Stroker card?
No, Sean's not a member because he'll call Allen out too. And me and Sean agree that Joe Brady is not the answer as offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills.
Joe Brady, they're gonna fire him and go with a new guy next year.
No, I don't necessarily think they're gonna do that. But I think there's gonna be conversations in the offseason about what needs to get done.
Yeah.
Because all these casuals and
hold on, Q, I'm gonna be with you in 5 minutes, so please hold on. And same thing with you, Joe. I'll be hooked you in 10 minutes after that. Go ahead.
So they fire Ken Dorsey, and for whatever reason, everybody has their own opinion. I have mine. Sean has his. Mark and Sale, they all have theirs. Whatever the reason they fired him for, whatever the reason, the Bills fired him because they couldn't sit Allen. but we don't think collectively that Dorsey was the issue, because you can't fire your offensive coordinator and the following week have a new playbook, a new game plan. Well, I guess maybe you could have a new game plan, but it doesn't change the plays.
Right.
You know, and that's all. Brady did nothing other than
the
call
same plays as Dorsey.
Absolutely, he is. Absolutely, he is. Oh no, actually, he's not, because Diggs isn't getting the ball.
That's what I'm saying. How is that possible?
Well, they might have changed routes up. When's the last time you seen Diggs catch a screen pass 4 yards deep? Or when's the last time you seen Diggs as a running back? You know, they're trying to get Diggs involved now because Diggs hasn't been involved. You know, and that's the whole thing. And you know, yeah, oh, absolutely. And now all of a sudden, Cook. Where did Cook come out of? He came out to be the third leading rusher in the AFC and the third leading all-purpose yard in the NFL, behind McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill.
Crazy.
I mean, he just came out of there because he was running for 40, 50, 60 yards. You know, yeah, it adds up. But, yeah, Brady's not the answer. You know, Diggs isn't upset. Diggs isn't going anywhere. Diggs can't go anywhere because his cap hit's like $45 million next year, I think.
Right. So, hey, what do you think of your boy Sean as far as a content creator? Great. You like how he?
Oh, absolutely. He just, you know what? Sean comes on in the middle of the day when I can't. You know, you guys come on in the morning and at night. Sean comes on in the middle of the day when I'm actually doing stuff. You know what I mean? It's like I can't get it. He'll come on at 1:30 or 2. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm not big enough, Mike. I got to do it at odd times.
That's fine. But you know, these guys are almost like catering to my schedule, which is nice. You know, when Miss Finn's, I don't go to her show much anymore. But Dolphins Thirsty, he'll come on at 10. I'm just getting ready to leave work for the day at between 10 and 11, so I can actually sit at my desk and enjoy coffee and a bagel or whatever and troll a little bit. You know what I mean? But Sean will come on at 1:30 and I'm getting a notification. Here I am standing in, Target or Walmart or whatever I'm doing. You know, people think I'm crazy if I start talking into my phone.
Yep. It's all good, brother. It's all good.
But we'll get bigger. But as they go, and this is, I'm not doing this because Sean's here right now, but he is probably the only one that actually grasped the whole concept of what trying to teach other Bills fans that don't actually know what's going on, teaching them what's going on. You know, you got some clown sitting here saying, oh, it's the greatest story ever told. You know what? I can think of about 45 better. You know what? The Bills season this year won't even be a 30 for 30 episode. You know what I mean? It just won't be.
Even if they won the whole thing, it wouldn't be a 30 for 30.
I'm gonna get one at a time. So.
Chop me up, man. We'll chop it up tomorrow on Larry K show. I just wanted to come up because he called me out. I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that, but
appreciate you.
But you know what? Tomorrow, maybe we'll discuss the content creators of the Buffalo Bills fan base. Tomorrow is the main topic because it's ridiculous.
Ooh. Yeah, and I'll do my favorites from the Dolphins. There you go.
Your favorite, Dan Mitchell.
You know what, Dan? We're going one step further. In the beginning of the year, it was during draft time and during shit. What the? I can't even think of the name of it. Man, I got dementia now. And during training camp, these are the people that Dan Mitchell said Elam's going to be a starter. He also said that Ed Oliver, AJ Epinesa, Spencer Brown, and Boogie Basham don't have a place on this team. Well, guess what? He got one right, and that was with Boogie Basham. That's the only one he got right. Ed Oliver got screwed out of a Pro Bowl spot this year because I think he was one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
Pro Bowl? He didn't even make the Pro Bowl?
No, Dawson Knox. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Hold on.
He went to the Colts.
I might have. Wait a minute. No, Dawson Knox didn't. He might have
had an All-Pro season.
Hold on. I might have read the wrong one. Because I was on the. Well, never mind where I was. I might have read the wrong one. I was in a hurry. Because there was no reason Dawson Knox should have made it.
No.
So I might have read the 2023 that they marked instead of it should have been 2022. I might have hit 2023 and got last year.
Right. Probably, yeah.
So now I'm misspeaking. But regardless of that whole situation, these guys are just having breakout. See, me and Sean disagree. I think Spencer Brown had a great rookie year. Mm-hmm. For being a rookie and being a tackle on the right side of the line, where we know that the majority of the good pass rushers come off of the left side of the defensive line.
Yeah.
So that's where me and Sean might have a disagreement, but we're both right. Spencer Brown is playing lights out this year.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, Michael, hey, let me get to some.
Yeah, drop me in the back. I'm gonna go pee. These guys don't want to hear that.
All right, guys. We're gonna have a this is a neutral side, a neutral observer. He is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. As a matter of fact, you guys should have something in common. By the way, hooked up Joe, Mo, Todd. I will be getting to you guys. Please hang patiently there. But his Mike Tomlin was a wide receiver / tight end at William and Mary, where Sean McDermott was. So no further ado, my favorite Oos, Q. What's going on?
What's up, Q?
What's going on? What's going on, Shake? What's going on, Crypto? What's good, Lou?
What's up?
What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, first and foremost, salute to Red, White, and Bills. What's up?
Yeah. What's up, my friend?
Good to see you on the panel and joining the show. I saw that Liz called you Sean. Is that your name? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna call you Sean because Red, White, and Bills is a little too much because Sean is short, straight. It addresses you directly. So, I hope you don't mind. All right, I'm gonna get to it. Okay, now this game, I'm gonna be honest because as Shake said, I'm a Steelers fan. I'm not a Dolphins fan. I'm here because I'm gonna let you know, Sean. I'm here because of Tua, right? I'm Samoan. Tua's Samoan, right? I'm here because I want to support the Uso. I want him to succeed, and people can use that to contradict me or whatever. I stand on that. 10 toes. I stand on that. And this matchup this coming Sunday, it really don't bother me, unless people really want that division title, because at the end of the day, what everybody really wants is the Super Bowl championship, right? That is the end goal. Right. So if the team loses this Sunday, they're still in the playoffs. It doesn't matter to me. But and as historically, if you look back in past matchups, in the season, right, in the regular season, y'all been beating on the Miami Dolphins. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it, nothing, right? But then the postseason is a different thing. Y'all usually choke in the postseason, and in recent memories, going back, I would say, probably a decade, Miami has not been, they have not appeared in the postseason. So my thing is, yes, and I fear the types of teams that the Bills have because they remind me of the Steelers. Because if you can come back from a, what seemed like a losing season and put yourself right back in place into the playoff contention, into the AFC East division contention, you are a grimy team. You can get down with the best of them. But then again, I'm just saying, in the postseason, it's a different beast altogether, bro. And your record in the postseason has not been looking good, right? So I'm going to ask you. Here's my question. After all that, what do you think is the difference going into the postseason? Not into the postseason, not this matchup, but I don't care who wins, who loses this matchup. In the postseason, let's say you guys win and you guys get Miami again in the postseason, right? Back to back. Mm-hmm. What do you think is the winning factor?
Yeah, well, a lot of great points there, like you mentioned. And, everything is choking unless you win a Super Bowl. That's a fact. Last year, we didn't play too well in the playoffs. Even we beat Miami, but it wasn't a good game. Then we got blew out by the Bengals. But the year before that, we destroyed the Patriots and played a fantastic game against Kansas City, which it sucks that we lost that game, but fantastic game offensively. Josh lost his first playoff game his rookie year, but now he's got 4 playoff wins. And what's going to be the difference this year is you got to start making a legacy. So this team and Josh, not just Josh, the coaches, Josh Allen, the team, a lot of these guys aren't going to be here next year, and they've been with the Bills for a long time, seeing all this growth. They got to dig deep, not just skill, not just heart. You got to figure out ways, scratch and claw and fight to win. And I think that this team, they know that their time is with all the same players is running out. And I think when it comes down to the playoffs, if they somehow get in, winning 5 games in a row, beating exceptional good teams like Dallas, Kansas City, and Miami, I think that, like you mentioned, they came out from the mud just to get up to this point again. They could steal the AFC East crown. That will propel them to possibly have a good run in the playoffs. And again, it's really just a wake-up factor, I think. You know, we didn't play well the last 2 weeks offensively. If we play well this week and you steal that crown away, I think that it's just a little flip of a switch and they'll be able to, you know, I think they can make a run. I'm not going to say they will.
That's good, Mo.
But I think they could make a run with how they fought near the end of the year, like you mentioned.
Oh, hey, man, thank you. Hey, Sean, thank you for that, man. Although I thought that was more of a motivational speech instead of an answer to my question. But, it's cool, right? Because I asked what is the winning factor, not this game, but then the next game if you face Miami in the playoffs. And I got an answer. I got something. No. What is a winning factor that you think? Remember, Miami coming into the playoffs is going to be a true wild card because Miami haven't sniffed the playoffs, but I mean the second round, right? They sniffed the playoffs last year, and this year they're only getting better. And as I said, a true wild card, right? You face Miami back to back again. You're facing a wild card. You don't know what to expect from them in the playoffs. In the regular season, we know what to expect. Miami gonna win some, but usually Buffalo gets the best of them. But in the postseason, it's a different game, bro. And you haven't seen Miami in the postseason. As I said, a wild card, and that's what I think is the winning factor. If you guys win this Sunday, and you get to see Miami again in the postseason, right? First round. That's the winning factor in the postseason right there, right?
By the way, I remember seeing Baltimore sweep the Steelers one year, and then the Steelers beat them in the postseason.
Here's one thing
we've done what no other team has done. We beat the Baltimore Ravens 3 times in the season, win the AFC North Division, and win the Super Bowl in 2008.
Nice.
3 times, bro. 2 times in the regular season, beat them in the AFC Championship, went on to win the Super Bowl against Cardinals. That's all I'm going to say about that.
But
that year, that was a down year for Big Ben too. But my bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was going to say when you mentioned, the playoffs. You're playing Miami. It's different. One thing I will mention, that team specifically doesn't have the playoff, calluses and experience that this Buffalo Bills team has, and I think. Coaching wise, McDaniels only had one playoff game coaching.
I agree.
And I think that might and again, I don't want to play any team back to back because especially a division rival because they both know each other so well. So I think the only thing that could be a different factor other than normally playing is just that playoff type atmosphere. And that's no disrespect to the Dolphins. They just haven't had the opportunities yet. So I think that will give us a little bit of an advantage. To your point, I don't know. Again, it might not even matter.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer, bro. That is a great answer. And, it kind of –
real quick, by the way, Zach Taylor had no playoff experience, and he went straight to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of the other side of what I'm saying, right?
That's true.
Where Miami brings the wild card factor, and you saying Miami doesn't have that callous, they don't have the postseason experience. Well, yes, I think I agree with what you said, and that's 100. But it comes down to it's a level playing field. It's no, the regular season usual woes where Buffalo usually beats Miami. It's a level playing field in the postseason. So that's what's up. That's a great answer, bro. That's a great answer.
So anyway, we gotta get.
Hey, one more thing, Shake. One more thing, Shake, before I go, because me and the homie up here. We was in the comments earlier, and I just want to say, hey, what do you think of what I said, bro? You didn't reply back. So what do you think of what I said? Am I wrong or right, bro?
I'll check it out later. And I'm always seeing you around, so I don't mean any any problems.
Yeah, no, I understand that. No, likewise, bro. Likewise.
Yeah, no,
it's all love around here, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes emotions get high and stuff like that, but we try to keep it cordial and spread love, bro. It's all love.
No, you're always bringing it, so I'll check it out after the show. Though
one of my favorite shows that I've ever done for this Finn's Tailgate had this man.
Stop the cap, Shake. No, I'm messing with you. Let's say stop the cap, Shake.
No, for real. It's one of my favorite. I listen to it from now and then. We did a
appreciate you, my brother.
Of the Polynesian descent, and if you haven't seen it, man, I think you should go check it out.
All right. Appreciate you, Shake. Thanks for having me up here. Hey, Sean, you have a good one, bro. Good luck.
Man. Take care.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, man.
All right, next we got Hooked Up Joe. What's going on, Hooked Up Joe? Hey, Todd, you're next, man.
Hey, I'm not going to take much of your time. I just see you on chat there, and wanted to come up and say thanks for being so cordial online. And I go to the Bills group sometime, and I'm kind of the same way. So I just wanted to say I appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to a big game on last game of the entire year of regular season. Is going to be us Sunday night. Everybody's going to be watching. It's going to be big game. That's what makes it a big game, is that everybody's going to be watching that game. Absolutely. We're going to know exactly what it means. We'll know if we win and you have to come back and play us back to back because of that scenario. We're going to know that right off the bat. We're going to know everything. So I'm looking forward to a good game, and may the best team win. All right, that's it.
I appreciate you. Absolutely, my friend.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
You out of here?
Hooked Up Joe.
All right. And we got this. I go way back with this dude, man. From Larry. He's one of the, when I first started, when Larry L first started his shows, it was me, Dolphins 82, Vic Koser, and this next gentleman, my brother from another mother. What's going on, Todd?
What's going on? Man, you need to get a show in the evening time, Mr. Red, White, and Bills, because we need to get that troll Mike out of here a little more often so we got a good conversation. I'm just trolling you now, Mike. I know you're in the chat.
I agree. First class, Joe. Yeah, that was first class.
No, but what gives you the confidence against us, even in the playoffs or even last game when y'all barely beat Skylar Thompson last year? He put up those numbers when it counted.
Well, in defense of that, Skylar Thompson was 18 for 53 in that game, so it was more
but you still barely won.
Right, and fair point. But then
I think it was more Josh choking than Skylar performing.
Right, and we could flip it the other way. We beat you 48-20 this year, so it's like
but that was still,
I get that point. I don't think either of them have anything to do with this coming week. But I mean, besides just always believing in my team, I just like how we match up with you guys. And
this is going to be going back to childhood for me. Because it's Buffalo, Miami for the division last game. And there's a possibility you all don't even get in.
Oh yeah,
depending on who wins that day. And now that Baltimore's start benching everybody, that's not good with Pittsburgh for you guys. So there's a chance we even knock you all out the playoffs. And if we do, are there going to be wholesale changes there in the staff?
I feel like there should be. I don't think that they will. They got rid of the DC last year. Oh, parted ways, and then the offensive coordinator's gone this year. So I think they're kind of vested. The McDermott's vested, and if we have a bad year, I think he'll hang around. But things should change if that's the case, because it'd be a collapse. We shouldn't have been in this position in the first place. But hopefully we don't have to worry about it. Hopefully we can. Hopefully, if in fact we do lose, hopefully Pittsburgh loses too. I'm sorry, Q, but if Pittsburgh loses or Jacksonville loses and we lose, then we'll be playing you guys in the wild card. So.
Yeah. But how bad is Josh Allen's neck injury too?
That's hard to say because fans and reporters, they go, "Oh, well, Josh said he's fine." Well, if anyone in the chat or anybody's played football, are you going to tell your coach, "Man, I'm hurting, I can't play"? So I don't know personally what his pain is feeling. He did mention he's still sore, but he should play Sunday. The coach McDermott said he's going to play Sunday. Now, granted, I can't attest to how much is going to affect his play, but I know when players talk, like, I didn't believe anything he said. I commented on a video. I said, I don't give a shit if he says he's fine. If he doesn't show me on the field that he's fine, that's the only way I care is if he plays fine. If he's playing like crap and he's injured, I don't want to hear nothing. So hopefully he's okay, but I have no idea.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter and see how it goes. You
Absolutely. I also like the scenario if we did win and then you guys play Kansas City, you beat Kansas City, you beat Baltimore, and then we might meet in the championship if we can win the next round. I think that's a pretty fun scenario.
No matter how bad Kansas City is, you just don't want to face them again, even with 13 seconds left on the clock. We understand.
Not even 10. Oh, man. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome game, man. I mean, I was supposed to go. I wish I was still going, but even at home, it's going to be the highest of stakes. So as fans, we couldn't ask for much. I think a lot of us talked about it too. Like, this could come down weeks ago. This could come down to a lot of implications, and it has. So
hey, I got banned in your competitions channel.
Who?
What's his name? Dan Mitchell. Man,
I don't know.
No, Jake. Remember, he keeps going the best story ever told.
Mm-hmm.
I told him it still doesn't beat Kansas City's story with 13 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's
he didn't like that.
You shouldn't block for that. That's just having fun. It's just having fun.
That story was told in 13 seconds.
Yeah,
it was a kid's story, quick and easy.
But no, the thing is, I grew up here in Florida. I was born in West Palm. Nice. I've been a Dolphins fan since I was a kid. But my uncle, my aunts, and everybody live in Buffalo.
Oh, wow.
So we grew up with that. The first game I ever went to was Miami Buffalo with my uncle when he came down.
Nice.
So we grew up, he sent me a book, and I have all the autographs from like Jim Kelly, Cornelius Bennett, Thurman Thomas, because he used to cook for them.
Yeah.
So I grew up with that rivalry going. I hated, I have not missed a Buffalo game since I was a kid. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. And one thing about that, see, look, I modeled when I started this, as far as banning people, I modeled myself after kind of TD, and one of the reasons I got with El Capitan was the fact that, look, unless you're not like TD, unless you're not going after his family and saying some racial shit or some anti-Semitic or that shit, then
that stuff has no place in a fan base.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're trolling and making jokes, then have at it. I don't care.
I agree.
EM, what's going on, my brother? The legend. What's going on?
What's up?
Hey, well, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful night.
I appreciate you, Todd.
Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it, Todd.
Take care.
All right, let's see if we get a couple of more people up here, man. Yeah,
that's been awesome.
I appreciate you for interacting with the people.
Oh, hey, this is what it's all about, man. Like when I first started, I don't care who, people are Dolphins fans, Jet fans. Like, it's all about meeting people, making friends, and having conversations with people, learning more. Because like I told you, Shake, earlier, when we were texting, I don't know about the Dolphins as much as you guys do, and you guys teach me stuff. You guys help me learn and different points of view. And like I said, I know it sounds corny, but the friendship is
well, it's kind of
really really awesome.
Funny is when I first met Crypto. I never met, but I haven't met him. I mean, I don't remember where I first met. I talked to him. I don't know. Our first argument with him was over Devontae Parker, but that's neither here nor there. But anyway, I'll never forget. I used to listen to Larry Ells on Saturday night, right? And I fell asleep, I'll fall asleep having background noise,
and
freaking one night I get woken up by him screaming at somebody. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Dude,
but yeah, man, me and Crypto, man. Right now, as a matter of fact, we have this thing called where is it? Damn it. We have, here's our brand right here. Have it here. Excuse me. Look at that, the Currency Connection, baby. Me and Crypto, we do a show called Insomnia. It's all NFL. Yeah. We're definitely gonna have you on there one day, man. What we do is we pre-record a show, and
yep, and we run through our picks for the week.
Oh, I love that.
We air at 3:00 in the morning.
Damn, I'm up. Yep, sometimes I'm up at 3. I'm not a good sleeper, so
yeah,
that's awesome. So it's perfect for you then.
Yeah,
you can catch it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we did 2 live episodes. We did one for Thanksgiving, and we did one for Christmas Eve. We did
sweet.
Yeah, and then the next day I slept till like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, just enough time to see the game.
Do you stay up all night before that, or do you take a nap and then wake up, do the show, and then go back to sleep?
I tried to, but then I didn't do it because I didn't want to oversleep. So I just said, forget it.
I almost
screw this 1 hour nap.
Thanksgiving episode, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shake almost overslept for that one.
I hear you.
Taking that nap 1 hour before is like, you're gonna sleep through it.
Don't want to risk it.
I got up. We put it. Then we got EM to do the. EM was the first one to do the live episode, and Doc Brown came
to do
up
the live one. Mm-hmm.
No, those aren't live, Joris. We only had like 2 episodes that we done live.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I love to watch you guys live too, but like I said, I have my cleaning business, so I'm always working, and I get bored if I don't listen to something. I like music, but I just sometimes the music I can't do it. So I'm like, I'll do live right now, but I'll save it for tomorrow while I'm working. I can just pop it in and listen to it while I'm on jobs.
Like for instance, what? So I have a commute that's like an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So when Color used to do late night XL, he used to do late night commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that back when first I started late night commentary, Crypto?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he used to do a show. It was called Late Night Commentary. So what I would do instead of I want to watch it because it was like 10 o'clock. Then I go to bed. I'd wake up. The commute was like an hour and a half, and that's what I would listen to on the way to work.
Yeah, it's the best because it just keeps you entertained, and like I said, you guys always put out awesome stuff, and it gets heated too sometimes, and I'm just like, this is great. I
would never listen to Color live because at the time I was going to bed early. So
yeah, there was one time I forgot who it was, but like Crypto said earlier, he's always like the calm one, and I forgot who it was, but he just was lighting someone up, and I was just like, damn. I was like, damn, who pissed Crypto off today? I forgot who it was. It was like a month ago. I was like, God damn.
Who's the calm one?
Crypto,
the calm one.
Yep. Yeah, I was the calm one, Shake. There you go.
Yeah, and I'm the skinny one.
Tell him, Sean.
Yeah, you were like.
All you have to do, you are Shake Money if you turn sideways. There you go.
Yeah, Crypto the calm one.
Yep.
Oh man,
could be wrong.
I think I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that icon. It's gonna be called Crypto the Calm One.
As a matter of fact, listen. Why do you think I got this thing up?
That's true.
Turn it up, Crypto.
Oh man,
I love it.
Even Nene's laughing at that one.
I guess I just see it differently.
Nene know I'm the calm one in the out of the family.
Yeah.
They know.
But,
so does
anyway,
EM, goddammit.
We appreciate you for coming through, man. What are your final thoughts, my brother?
Hey, man, like I said, I got to get corny a little bit. I really appreciate you guys having me on. I love listening to you. Glad we became friends. And I'm always tuning in. And like I said, I usually got gloves on, so sometimes I can't comment. But keep doing what you guys are doing. You're almost at 6K. And
like I said, me and Crypto, we're waiting for an invitation to your channel, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I do. So on Saturday nights, I'm on my buddy's channel, Nickel City Mafia. I do a segment with my other friend, and we do a show Saturday night. So this year on my channel, I just do my weekly picks and my offensive line film. I do my pre games on my friend's channel. So if you guys are down Saturday, it's just me and my friend he's got his own channel, Go Bills Podcast. If you guys want to jump on and talk a little bit, we go for about an hour. So I'll send you the channel name, and then I'll drop the link when you guys get there, and then it's every Saturday at 8:30.
That's fine with me.
If you guys are free,
okay,
and the invitation's open to TFTG, so I'll let them know. And again, I just appreciate coming up here talking. I finally talked to some of the people in the comments, face to face, and this is going to be
Michael K, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a game, and hopefully we both get a third opportunity. I don't want to go home yet. But I'm confident, and I think it's going to be a fantastic game. And we'll see. May the best team win. I wish you guys and your team nothing but health. And again, Happy New Year. And I wish you all nothing but success and happiness and love. And again, anytime you want me on, I'm always open for it. So.
Yeah, so hey, we're gonna wrap it up, but before we do, just hang out back. Just hang out with you. I'm gonna chop it real quick with you backstage. So,
sure.
So, all right, with that, hey man, listen, Crypto, you got anything before we close it down?
No, that's it. I just want to say, tell EM in the chat to cut out all that foolishness. EM, stop the foolishness.
Oh man, and the Canes suck. Anyway,
okay.
No, but anyway, listen. That's the one thing me and Crypto we don't agree. We have love for each other on Saturday, but on Sunday, but Saturday we root for two different teams.
It's rough.
Yeah. Who's your college team? Who's your college team?
Syracuse. And I root for Ole Miss because my dad went there, so I don't follow them like I follow Syracuse, but I'm like, I hope they win. But yeah, it's rough watching Syracuse, man. I tell you.
So, all right, man. I appreciate everybody stopping through, Nene and my man. I appreciate, of course, the Texas Tornado, which, by the way, I saw Iron Claw. That was a pretty good movie. Which was the Von Erichs, which is Texas Tornado. Money Mitch, Dolphin Don. Appreciate everybody who comes in and gives us some of their time. As my man Michael K, Nene, my man Raphael Courtwright, the original Raphael in this business. OG, appreciate you, man. OG Barry, Joe Rist. What does that say? Badeli?
Badil.
Benza?
Yeah,
Badil. Man, appreciate you, man. And hey, listen, this Friday we are going to be having the open panel. So anybody wants to bring the smoke, go for it. So peace.
Smoke panel.